Hi, everyone. Meteorologist Bill Rentschler in the 1011 Now streaming studio. Hope everyone's having a nice Tuesday morning. Wanted to take a minute and check out the forecast as we head into the day today. Over the next couple days, we do have a couple things that we want to keep an eye on in the forecast as we head both over the short term and over the long term. So let's go ahead and dive right in. First of all, I want to take a look. We have had some dense fog advisories this morning, especially across the western third of the state. We did have a number of those just expire here at the top of the hour. We still have a handful there in the Panhandle, so we could see some areas of dense fog and some visibilities down to around a quarter mile or even less at times. So again, especially in the western third of the state, if you run into some of that dense fog, give yourself a little bit of extra time and take it slow this morning. If you look at current visibilities, again, you can see the worst culprits right now, again, out across the southern parts of the Panhandle. Visibility in Sydney right now is down to a quarter mile, down to around 3 miles in Scottsbluff, 4 miles in Alliance. We saw a lot more widespread fog early this morning across the Sandhills into the Nebraska Panhandle, but things already clearing up for us just a little bit. In fact, again, if you take a look at the visible satellite imagery, again, we can still see some of that fog and low cloud cover across the western third of the state. Otherwise, generally looking at clear skies, sunny skies, and quiet conditions across the rest of the state. But again, we are going to keep an eye on some of that fog as we head over at least the next hour or so as it continues to clear up across those areas. But again, other than that, it's a pretty quiet start to our Tuesday morning. Taking a look at the weather almanac again for the day yesterday, 57 and 34 in Lincoln. Normal high temperature today is 53. Normal low is all the way down to 29 degrees. So again, getting to be that time of the year when we should expect some pretty chilly mornings out there. And again, it was on the chilly side this morning, but again, above average. And again, you can see no moisture yesterday. Still at a deficit, but we put a pretty good dent into that deficit, especially in terms of our liquid precipitation over the course of the last week to 2 weeks. And we're going to have more rain chances to talk about in the forecast as we head this week, and again, looking ahead to early to middle parts of the week next week as well. So if we check out your weather headlines, rain is expected tonight, and then as we head into the day on Wednesday, it's going to be fairly scattered. Don't think it's necessarily going to be widespread moisture, but it does look like many areas could pick up at least some decent moisture, not talking a ton, but rainfall amounts maybe between a tenth up to around a half an inch are going to be possible starting late tonight, and then through the day on Wednesday from west to east as a low pressure system spins its way through the area. After Wednesday, then we are looking at dry conditions and fairly mild conditions heading our way, especially Thursday, Friday, and into the day on Saturday. But then Sunday into early next week, the forecast begins to shift again a little bit. We're going to keep our eyes very closely again. Right now, long-range models hinting at a pretty potentially dynamic system heading our way early next week, early to middle part of the week next week, that could potentially produce quite a bit of moisture. And then as we kind of look mid to late next week, there are signs, there are signals in the forecast, in the long-range models, that we could see a pretty big push, our first push of some really cold air into the region, and with that will come some chances for snow, potentially some widespread snow across the state. Again, still too early to nail down exactly where that could fall and how much could fall. But again, it is that time of year that we got to keep an eye on those things. Again, for us here in Lincoln, our average for snow is November 18th. So again, it's that time of year that we got to start kind of talking about this. And it looks like next week there are at least signs, there are signals, there are hints that we could see some snow across the state, and I'll obviously keep a close eye on that. Right now, sky views from across the state. Again, you can see pretty quiet conditions, a lot of sunshine. Again, here in Lincoln, Grand Island, Hastings, out in Beaver Crossing. So again, pretty nice conditions as we wake up and start our Tuesday. Right now in Lincoln, 42 at the airport, 41 here in Midtown Lincoln. A little bit of a southeast breeze there does make it feel a little bit cooler. Wind chill is at 35. We'll be dealing with more wind today than I think we were yesterday. Again, I think 10 to 20 miles an hour, gusting as high as 30 miles an hour at times through the day today. Temperatures across the Lincoln Metro and the Tempest weather stations are in the upper 30s and lower 40s out there. So again, on the chilly side, but again, actually probably a few degrees warmer than we should be this time of year and this time of day. Temperatures across the state ranging anywhere from the mid-30s to the lower to middle 40s. Right now, McCook is the warm spot there at 47 degrees. It's 45 in North Platte, 40 in Grand Island, and like I mentioned, 42 degrees here in Lincoln. Winds are out of the south and east east already at about 10 to 20 miles an hour. And again, we're going to be seeing some stronger wind gusts today than what we saw yesterday. If we punch up the wind gusts here, again, high end, probably looking at those winds gusting to around 30 to 35 miles an hour or so, I think, for a lot of us. Could be a little bit stronger in some spots, but already seeing those winds gusting between about 25 and 30 miles an hour across the state. So, again, a little bit of a breezy day out there, but it's going to come with, I think, plenty of sunshine. Satellite radar picture is quiet. Again, we saw some of the low clouds and fog on the visible. The satellite composite having a tougher time picking up some of those clouds, but right now, again, generally clear skies, especially for the eastern half of the state. More cloud cover across the western half of the state. You zoom out, look at a regional view, starting to see the signs of our next system that's going to move into the area tonight, into the day on Wednesday, off to our west right now across parts of Utah into western Wyoming, and then across parts of Idaho as well. Again, some scattered rain and snow showers with that system currently ongoing. And this next system going to be bringing chances for rain into the area starting late tonight, and then through the day tomorrow. Could see some isolated thunderstorms to go along with some of those scattered rain showers, I think, late tonight and then through the day on your Wednesday. Zooming out, looking at a national view, overall things are pretty quiet. We are keeping an eye down in the Caribbean. There is a chance for some tropical development down to the south of Cuba and Haiti and Jamaica. So again, the southeastern Caribbean, we'll keep an eye on over the next couple days. Could see some tropical activity. As far as the weather alerts, not a lot going on right now. You can see things are generally pretty quiet. Some winter weather advisories across the mountains in Utah into parts of Colorado. Some wind advisories across parts of South Dakota. And again, we still have a couple of those dense fog advisories across the Nebraska Panhandle. Check out Skycast again, picking up on some of that cloud cover early this morning across the western half of the state. Maybe overdoing it just a little bit, but I think the general trend as we head through the day today is seeing some of that low cloud cover again continue to erode. Don't know if we'll quite get rid of it entirely as we head through the day today. I think by 5 o'clock we're dry with variable cloudiness across the state. Generally sunny, though, across the eastern sections of the state to go along with that southeast breeze. And as we head towards 10 o'clock tonight, we start to see some showers, maybe an isolated rumble of thunder begin to develop across the western sections of the state as an area of low pressure begins to push across the state. And then we'll continue to see more showers, more isolated thunderstorms develop across the area then as we head through the overnight hours into Wednesday morning. So again, starting out Wednesday morning, 7 a.m., again, our in-house model here has some widespread shower and maybe isolated thunderstorm activity across central and eastern sections of the state. Again, so a bit of a wet start to our Wednesday. So again, keep the rain gear handy as you head out the door early on your Wednesday. And then as we head through the day on Wednesday, as this low spins its way through the state, we'll see, again, maybe more widespread activity become more scattered as we head through the morning into the afternoon. And we'll see those showers continue to kind of rotate their way through the area. I think by 5 o'clock, that activity is going to be across really mainly the eastern half of the state, western Nebraska, seeing clearing skies and dry conditions by late Wednesday afternoon into the early evening hours. And then by late Wednesday, again, most of that activity should be east of the area with maybe some lingering cloud cover across the far eastern sections of the state. And then as we head into the day on Thursday, should be looking at dry conditions, mainly sunny skies expected across the area. Looks like for the day on Thursday, winds turn back to the south and to the southwest, and that should help bump temperatures up just a few degrees. As far as the 7-day precipitation potential, so again, this includes what we could see again late tonight and then through the day on Wednesday, which I think for a lot of areas could be up to a half an inch, maybe 3/4 of an inch on the high end in some spots. But we're also keeping an eye on early next week for additional moisture surging up from the south. So I think when you add it all together over the course of the next week, eastern half of the state has a chance to see anywhere from half an inch to an inch and a half, maybe on the high end, right around 2 inches of moisture being possible for the eastern sections of the state. Not quite as much in the west, where we're looking at maybe a few hundredths to maybe a 1/4 of an inch or so across the western third of the state. But again, more moisture, more good moisture, more needed moisture expected as we head over the course of the next week. As far as temperatures are concerned, look for highs today. Going to be above average for most areas, mid to upper 50s to right around 60 degrees for many of us, including 59 in Lincoln, right at 60 for Grand Island, Hastings, and Kearney. Also 59 degrees in North Platte, 54 in Scotts Bluff. Low temperatures tonight. Again, check out the eastern half of the state. These numbers are closer to our normal highs than our normal lows for this time of year. So going to be a very mild night tonight, especially for the eastern half of the state, with lows in the mid to upper 40s to near 50 degrees, anywhere from the low 30s to the low 40s for the western sections of the state. High temperatures on Wednesday going to be cooler thanks to clouds and rain. We'll look for high temperatures in the upper 40s to low to mid 50s across the state. It's a little bit of a cooler, more seasonal day for us for the day on Wednesday. Chilly as we start our Thursday, with lows falling into the upper 20s to low to mid 30s. Thursday afternoon temperatures, though, do begin to rebound, climbing back above average into the lower to middle 60s across the state. So Thursday looks like it should be a pretty nice day. Again, temperatures a few degrees above average, not much wind, and plenty of sunshine for the day on Thursday. Friday morning, again, mid 20s to mid 30s from west to east. Friday afternoon, again, a little bit cooler in the west, but still in the low to mid 60s across the eastern sections of the state. So again, overall Friday looks like it should be a fairly nice day for us as well. 7-day forecast for us here in Lincoln looks like this. Again, we're just going to go with an outside chance for any moisture tonight here in Lincoln. Again, that would be probably after 10 o'clock tonight. That chance of rain begins to creep back in there. Breezy again, and then Wednesday, low 50s, better chance for some showers, maybe an isolated thunderstorm mixed in there, but then mild and dry as we had Thursday, Friday into Saturday, Sunday. Temperatures drop back down to the upper 50s. Small chance of rain Sunday, but that chance of rain right now, we only have it at 20% on Monday, but I think that chance will be going up as we head Sunday into Monday, so keep an eye on that time frame as we head over the course of the next several days. The 10-day forecast for select cities across the state, you can see that pretty clear signal of a pretty good push of some colder air arriving as we head towards the middle and end of the week next week. Right now we have forecast high temperatures ranging anywhere from the mid-30s to the mid-40s across the state as we head into Wednesday and Thursday of next week. So again, that's still a long ways off. But again, the signals are there that we could see that first brush of some colder air and, again, possibly some wintry precipitation in the forecast. So we'll keep an eye on that. Otherwise, between now and then, temperatures look to hold fairly steady in the mid-50s to mid-60s across the state. Precip chances over the course of the next 10 days. Again, outside chances today. Best chances will likely be tonight. And then into the day on Wednesday, we're generally dry. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and really Sunday as well. But then those chances for moisture, again, return as we head into the day Monday and are going to linger throughout the week next week. And again, at times, those chances for moisture could be a little bit of a wintry mix. So could see, again, some different kinds of precipitation for the first time for many of us as we head through the middle parts of the work week next week. Again, still a lot of time between now and then. The forecast, again, is still likely going to change 100 different ways between now and then, so make sure you stay tuned for the latest forecast details. 14-day temperature outlook from the Climate Prediction Center also has a little bit of a different flavor to it. Again, starting to see some of those better than average chances for below normal temperatures creep back into the state. Right now, it's again across western and southwestern Nebraska, equal chances for central and eastern sections of the state. But again, for a long time, we've just really seen this outlook headlined and dominated by above average temperatures. But again, starting to see some of those below average temperatures maybe going to be creeping back into the forecast. And still, the precipitation outlook, again, through that 8 to 14-day period, headlined by better than average chances for wetter than normal conditions across the area as well. If you look at the 8 to 14-day hazards outlook, again, running through some different hazards. Again, obviously, it's mid-November. We're not really worried about excessive heat across the area. Heavy precipitation right now in that 8 to 14-day time frame. Again, no clear signals at this point just yet. But if you look at rapid drought onset, no areas there, so that's good. But areas of heavy snow. We do have part of the mountains, high plains into the northern plains kind of outlined for at least the threat for potentially some heavy snow during that 8 to 14-day period. Again, that's November 19th through November 25th. So again, that's obviously kind of at least creeping into the Thanksgiving holiday time frame. So again, this is a time frame we're going to continue to watch. Again, like I said at the very beginning, there's signals, there are signs, and again, when you're this far out, that's all we have really to look at is those signals and signs and some of these breadcrumbs that we see in some of the long-range models. And again, still have a lot of time to try and flesh out the details of this. So, but again, it looks like there is at least that potential for some snow across the area as we head over probably again weeks 2 and weeks 3. So again, something to watch. So again, there is that threat for some heavy snow, and again, much of the middle parts of the country looking at also at least a slight risk for some high winds during this period as well, and then also some below normal, below average temperatures. So again, along with that Climate Prediction Center outlook, again, the 8 to 14 day hazards outlook from the National Weather Service has parts of the Mountain West, and again, into at least parts of the plains highlighted for the threat for some below normal temperatures. So again, a lot to kind of keep an eye on here as we head over the next several weeks. Again, we'll do it for you. Again, the big thing though is going to be the chances for rain tonight and then into the day on Wednesday. So like I said, especially early tomorrow morning, have that rain gear handy as you head out the door. Could be dealing with some moisture as we start our Wednesday, and then that'll continue throughout the day on Wednesday. And then things are pretty quiet after that until late this weekend and into early parts of the week next week. So appreciate everyone for tuning in, watching. As always, again, we'll continue to keep an eye on the forecast for you and keep you updated with what you need to know through the week and into the upcoming weekends. Appreciate everyone for tuning in and watching. Until next time, hope everyone has a nice Tuesday, and we'll see you again next time.